so it will be like heard by other people too. So what you're saying is it's the desire to do drugs never goes away, but I'm going to rephrase it in a way that makes sense to me. What you're saying is there is always going to be temptation the world gives us, but am I strong enough to hold off the demons? Like how I was saying again, it's one demon at a time. This demon exists, whether it's like we acknowledge it or not. So, do I draw it back into my life? Is my ability to handle the demon, right? Like,
Yeah.
so essentially, what you're saying is, it's not that you're afraid for you.
No.
It's you're afraid. Is there opening that you're going to allow it to come into your life? And then, so that's a very nice perspective. What you're saying is, I'm acknowledging there is a problem out there, but I'm not going to be part of the problem.
Yeah.
And that's the way you are saying it, right?
Yeah.
Because the way you were saying it is, I'm never recovered. So that is a powerless place to be. Remember that.
Right.
You never need to be powerless. It's like saying the virus always is out there,
Right.
but would I contract flu is on me, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that is different from saying I always need to be vaccinated again and again.
Right. Right. Right.
Because you don't need the vaccination.
No.
Because you are powerful. So go into that's why I see, that's why I'm actually like with my kids too, I'm reaching a space in my life. The old problem is gone because my kids are not babies anymore. And I have raised, they're going to go into college, two of them. But what I am noticing is in me, it is to deal with the adults in another powerful way because they can easily take me down, my kids and my husband, you know. But I hold my voice very, very strong. So at this, see, originally with AA was I'm powerless. Okay, so we lived that lifestyle for a long time. Then came smart recovery, which is about choice, power being the choice. You have a choice of choosing how to be powerful versus not to be powerful. Now, with the third level, which I'm going to initiate you to think another way, is called power of living. See, you initially had powerlessness about behavior, and the thinking controls behavior. So you changed your thinking, and then you went into power of choice. So I have a choice to use this demon in my life or not to have a choice. So that's the second level. And you're graduating that level now because you have been sober for 6 years. You still worry a little bit. That's because you want to understand you have a power of living. Your living style is going to reflect that power. Because not only you're going to take care of you, you're going to make sure your kids are not exposed to it.
Yeah.
To be more plugged into their life. Like so this is like a little bit different from your parents parenting of you.
Right.
You're going to parent another way.
Yeah.
So you're going to show them power of living, and the only way power of living will happen is by opening the door to enlightenment. What is enlightenment? Is inside to have that light, knowing I am worthy, I am enough, and I cannot be violated. Understanding that puts that light in you. Remember the sculpture I showed you broken? We are broken apart,
Yeah.
but the light inside would never fade. Whether you are alive or not, you're going to guide them. That's what I told my kids. My eldest one, like, in spite of like him answering like that, I told him, Ricky, I want you to know you don't need to do one more thing for me to love you. Because that's all we need as mother to tell our kids. Because the society can teach them rules, the law can teach them rules. You never need to worry because they're going to be caught. If they're doing the wrong thing, they're going to be caught. But as a parent, we need to come from unconditional love. So don't put condition. Oh, if you smoke, I'm not going to love you.
Right.
That happens with my husband too. I have no conditions. I'm there 100% unconditional. But I also found out just because I love him doesn't mean he needs to love me back. That was my original relationship. That was the lesson I learned. I actually, wrote it down. The first thing I learned about love is patient, love is kind, without envy, is not boastful or arrogant, not ill mannered, does not seek its own interest, overcomes anger, forgives offenses, does not take delight in the wrong, rejoices in the truth, excuses everything, believes all things, hopes all things. Okay. So when I understood that, I understood he doesn't need to treat me right for him to love him.
Mhm.
And because I tried to be sarcastic to him, it made me feel so lousy inside. I tried to control him the same way he controlled me. I felt disgusted about me. So that's when I realized I cannot be him. I cannot be his mirror. But I can be my own mirror, which is to reflect the highest level of truth, which is just being a light in a dark room, just to give them enough light so they can find me. And I felt that's enough for me.
Mhm.
So the reason I'm telling you is you're going to group not because you need the group. You're going to group because you need one space to see how people are struggling
Yeah,
and to be grateful. Thank God I am out of that space.
yeah, that's true.
Because sometimes when I go to the AA meeting and stuff, that's what I learn. How, their life sucks. Oh my God. And this guy, he came to my group. He was high, and I was saying, why are you, falling apart? He was sober for 3 years. He says he went home. He found his girlfriend was cheating on him. He bought her a very nice engagement ring, and he caught them in the act, and this it just broke him, and he decided to use. So I felt sorry for him. Then he said, I did cheat on her 2 years ago. I'm like, I'm not laughing. Like the thing is, it's like revenge, right? Like
Right.
you put her through 2 years ago, and that's
Well,
when
you're
you
back.
decided to get sober, and now it is like God is testing you. Okay,
Karma.
now that you're in this phase, are you willing to forgive and move on? Because that's what she did for him. She forgave him, moved on, and he couldn't take it. So he started using again. But who pays the price? Him.
Yeah, not her.
That's the weirdest part. So, like I said,
Self-destruct.
like, see, like how you said, you can never wake up and say, I'm sober. It's because he allowed the demon to come in.
Right.
See, the thing is, it's not about whether she cheated on him or not. He chose to violate his life again. So that's where you need to come back. It's not about your husband.
No.
It's not about your kids. It's for you never to go into that helpless.
Right.
So you have a power of living today.
Yeah.
And so we had an argument, me and my husband, and he was saying, I'm done, I cannot take this shit anymore. And I told him, Keith, I said, you've given me beautiful kids, very nice life. And actually, it's because my higher being, see, I'm a clairvoyant, I get just before that argument, a half hour before, I had two higher beings that came and played out. This girl keeps saying, don't leave me, don't leave me. And this guy says, get away, you're disgusting, you're disgusting. And I could hear the energy. Okay? My middle one is also a clairvoyant. So we were like, in the bedroom together, and the baby was saying, Mom, do you see them? And I said, who do you see? He says, a man and a woman standing there talking like this. And I could hear what they were saying. He could see. I cannot see, okay? So my husband in half hour came, and he was having a shower. And I told him, Keith, it's very important. I need to tell something to you. He says, stay away. I don't want to talk to you. So then he comes out, and that's when he says this. I almost cried. I said, please don't leave me. Then I remembered how that girl begged and begged and begged. So I think my teachers knew this is what he's planning, and he probably thought that is the best way to control me. He's going to put me through hell for that weekend. So I told him, I said, Keith, I said, it was beautiful what you did for my life. I have very good kids. I said, I am very content. If you think you want to have another life for me, I would like you to do that. And so I told him, I'm going to go change my shifts. So I called my medical director. I used to work in New Bedford. And I called him and I said, hey, can I change my shift? So every other weekend I work. And the weekdays I'll be watching my kids because that way I'll work straight 62 hours or 64 hours. That will allow me almost as though I work 2 weeks in a row overnight. That's how hospitals work.
Yeah.
And he immediately agreed. He said, okay, come on over. So my life shifted that year. 2004, and I went and I changed my shifts around. And they said they will rearrange. My benefits wouldn't go away, and I was pregnant with my third one and stuff. So, the, but the thing is, spiritually, God always answers me. It's the humans that doesn't answer me. So that's when all these books fell into place. 2006 is when I released my first book. And the weird thing is, in the hospital, when they realized I was writing my book, they took away all my computers. So not only at home I was facing this, they said they were worried that I'm using hospital time to write books. So I said, okay, I will write like Star Trek, like in my mind, I'll write my books and I'll pick out because they all will have smoke breaks. So that 15 minutes I'll pick out. Originally, I never even thought of writing that way, but because at home I had to watch kids and stuff, so I will concisely during my break bring my own computer, go into the parking lot and finish off what I need to do. And I was more efficient using my mind that way. And I released like so many books. 2006, I released like 20 books by doing it this way. But each challenge ended up being very, very progressive.
Mhm.
And I wrote my positive anonymous 12-step book because my husband says, you have no idea about AA. I said, he, tell me what do I need to do to prove to you I know what I'm doing. He says, write about it. So I wrote an AA and they give me permission and I rewrote that book as Positive Anonymous 12-step program. This was released in 2006, okay? My husband first time asked me last weekend, July 4th weekend, can I buy that book for my friend? But he didn't pay me. He says, I want one book for my friend, $10. He wouldn't even give me the money. I donated to his friend. But he says he finally read it. How many years? 12 years for him to read what I wrote about in 2006. That's what I lived with. And they assume, after my 20th book, my husband says, your computer cooks differently then. And he says, I now understand you are capable of multitasking. But it takes that much energy to work with demons like this. Seriously, I'm working with demons. I feel they have very good intention, but they are not normal. And I feel he's excellent. He's very grounded, but he uses law to enforce my rules. It's one-way boundary, but he's not caught up with the boundary. Because when he goes, he has tremendous clout in the society. When I go, I come across somebody who came from another country and taking advantage of the situation. So I am always treated differently by society, but that doesn't bother me. I felt like, if by chance I released into the next level, that's all. So I actually found controlling is a human right issue. And I so said to myself, it's one demon at a time. It's not one day at a time, one person at a time. That became my goal. And even now, like I told you, my turtle, he let it go. I had no right, and all my finances being controlled. But who can help me? Nobody. But that doesn't stop me because my teacher said it's not about money. It's life is not about money. He says, I will teach you how to stay awake the whole night. I'll teach you how not to eat. I'll teach you how to bring it into completion. Each challenges they face because it's all about doing the right thing. He says that way you never need to look back and say, I wish I had done. And I'm sharing this with you because like I never think you guys will fail. That's not the reason we make you go to groups. That's not the reason you're on medication. You need tools in addition Because your situation is unique, people don't understand. Hey, you have a very good life. You have your husband, you have your kids, you have your minivan, you have everything. Why are you crying when look at us? We are homeless. We have nothing. But that's not the point. To create like this is even I tell my patients or my friends to have a picture perfect family where mother, father, kids are together in that frame takes a person's sacrifice. One person has to be the hero in the family. And that's what you are, a hero for your family. They don't need that knowledge, but I'm going to give you a certificate. You're a super girl,
Big.
superwoman,
Yep.
because that's what it is. It is about creating incredibles. We are, as mothers, the best thing a family can have.
Mhm.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
Know that. Does it resonate with you what I said?
Yeah. Yes.
But next time, don't say, I will never recover. That's not what I want to hear. You say, I am choosing power of living.
Mhm.
You're going to be so powerful.
Yeah.
No matter nothing comes near you, it's going to shake you.
Right.
That's what I'm building, powerful woman. But you don't need a man, you don't need your kids. You're very strong to kick anybody's ass. But you're not using your power.
That's true.
So it's about power of living from now on. Okay? And we are all pure light inside. God doesn't judge us because of our past. Our past is what made us powerful. So I choose. Actually, my husband was saying, it's amazing, you don't cry anymore. I said to him, Keith, I said, I have been treated by so many crazy people in my life. I said the only time I shed tears is when somebody does something really nice for me. It breaks my heart.
Oh my God.
Do you feel the same way?
It's crazy. Yeah.
I bawl my eyes out when I see somebody treating somebody nice. That's so precious.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
Yeah.